Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel once again. So in this video we will be discussing about data structures. Okay, so what do you mean by data structures? Let us first of all discuss the definition. So data structure is basically a way of organizing and storing data. Okay, and storing data. So it is a way of organizing and storing data. Why we have to do like this is we need to access the data in future. So that it can be accessed and work with it efficiently. Also, data structures define the relationship, define the relationship between the data, and the operations that can be performed on the data. There are very many different kinds of data structures. That is, you will have basically two different types, guys, like two different types of data structures. One essentially being primitive or basic data structures. Primitive, the other being non-primitive. So primitive data structures are basic data structures. So generally you will have like this. Under primitive, you will have integer, then you will have float, then string, then you will have boolean. So these are all the basic four different data structures that are available. Okay, now let me just tell you what do you mean by integers. Integers normally represent numeric data. Numeric data, and the same time it will be in whole number. It will not include any decimal places. For example, you can have like this 9100. Okay, so this doesn't involve any decimal point. Then you will have -5. So these are all the examples that you can use it for integer data type. On the other hand, float stands for floating point number. So we can really use this for rational numbers, usually ending with a decimal figure, such as you will have like a 6.19, or you can have the examples as 2.97. So floating point number always includes a decimal point. Okay, so this is how you can mention the floating point number. Then you will have the string data type. For example, if you want to just give the value as high, okay, I can very well give it in either double quotes or single quotes. Assume the same way, I need to just denote the character H alone or any one of the character. So in which case I can put within a single quote. Okay. So you don't have a separate data type called character or char as we do have it in other programming languages. Even if you have to represent a character, that is a single character, you need to depend only on string data type. Then the consecutive letters which forms up a word, that also you need to mention it as string data type. Then the next one could be Boolean data type. So this will take up any condition. Okay, assume I am having two different variables. Okay, a equal to 5 and then b equal to 10. So before explaining Boolean data type, let me just explain you two different types. One is like to play with the variable. One is declaration part. Okay, so one is declaration part. So you will have declaration part. The other one is definition part. So declaration, whenever you just say like int a comma b, or you just say string yes, like that. Whenever you just declare the variables alone, then I can call it as the declaration part. So you need to specify the type of the variable followed by the variable list. This is available in other languages, but we are very lucky to have Python where declaration part is not required. Directly you can come with the combined with the declaration and definition part. Okay, so directly you can just say a equal to 5. So this is called as definition part. Okay, now how it will take, this is called as definition. So in other languages we have to explicitly declare the type of the variable, then we need to assign the value of the variable. Okay, so this is how you will have it. Whereas in Python, directly you can just have this definition part, that is a equal to 5. Then you can ask me how this Python will consider the type of the variable as integer or float or string or boolean. Yes. Now, Python basically or explicitly takes up the data type based on the value that we assign for a variable. So as I told you the example here, -5 or the whole number, the same way here I am having +5. So here directly you can just assign the value 5 to a. Now Python automatically or implicitly takes the type of the variable by the way that we assign the value to the variable. Since we assign whole number 5, it is an integer. So the data type of this a variable will be integer. How will you cross check in Python is, you will have a built-in called type. So type of a, if you give it, then it will give me the data type as int. So this is very, very important. So in Python, it does not require to explicitly state the type of the variable. Automatically, Python will consider the type of the variable with the way that we assign the value to variable. This is an interview question, guys. So please make a note of it. Okay. So coming back to this, so we'll just have the Boolean. Okay. So now I am having a equal to 5, b equal to 10. My output of this Boolean could be either, the output of the Boolean could be either true or false. In order to get any one of this output, let me just have a condition. So a greater than b. So this will be substituted with the value 5 greater than 10. So 5 is greater than 10. No, it is not so. So it will give me the output as false. The same way, if I want to get the output as true, then I should say b greater than a. So in this case, 10 is greater than 5, and hence you will have the output as true. So this is how you will have the Boolean data type that will work. Okay, so basic data types in under primitive data structures are integer, which will have whole number alone, the numeric data, then the float also numeric, but it will include the decimal place, whereas string, it will have the single letter or the sequence of characters embedded within single quote or double quotes. Then boolean, based on the condition that we pass, it will give me the output as either true or false. Okay. Now let me explain you the naming conventions. This will be very useful for the non-programming people also. Naming conventions. Okay. So always whenever we programmers write the code or declare the variable, we'll just have it in lower case. Lower case. So that is the first one. Okay. Lower case. The next one could be always whenever you just have the big words, you can very well split by using underscore. So you can include underscore between words. This is applicable for all programming language, not only with Python. Then it does not start with numbers or special characters. Numbers or special characters. For example, numbers 3, 5 like that, or else special characters like dollar, hash. So whenever we just declare a variable, you can very well say age or roll number, roll underscore number. But at the same time, this is permissible. At the same time, you cannot give it as 3 age, or you cannot give it as dollar roll number. This is not allowed. So likewise, we need to be very careful and stick on with naming conventions. Now let me just share my spider screen and quickly show you the demo for what all we have discussed in primitive data types. So let me just give you the demo session now. So primitive data structures. Whenever we just put hash symbol in front of any sentence, it will treat that as the comment line. Then at the end, you just give enter. So this is a console area that we are working in. Those who doesn't know about the different panes in Spider, please go through the earlier video of Spider, where you can get to know about the working process of each and every pane. Now let me just tell you how to declare an integer variable. I just say a equal to 4. Now, for example, you just use this hash command to specify it as an integer. The moment you press enter, you can get into the variable explorer and check. You can get into the variable explorer and check. So this is how you can have the variables. So a variable is the one that we have created. It is of integer data type. Only one value that we have assigned, and the value that we have given is 4. So this is how you can get the details as soon as we create the variables. So this is the example for integer variable definition. Now let me just give b equal to 5.6. Now I just give the comment as float, which is a floating point number. Now can you see, name is b, type is float, one value it holds, and the value is 5.6. The same way if I just give c equal to hello. Now this is a string. Okay, so basically I need to just give the comment as string. Okay. Now you can very well see here str. The type is str. The same way it holds the value hollow. Suppose I assume I'm just having the same a equal to, within single quotes I give yes or any character b. Okay, so this is a character, but still it will take the data type as string. So this is how you can very well have a equal to a b. Now if I just want to assign any other value, you can see here guys, earlier I just shown you the data type for a as integer. Now it has been changed. Since I am using the same variable, I am reassigning the value with the new value. So the old value will not be there and it will be replaced by the new value and its related data type. That's the reason integer data type has been changed to str and the value has been changed from 4 to b. So this also you need to understand. Now I just give a equal to the same a, I am changing it to 4. This is not a numerical 4. This is a string 4. Okay. So I just give the explanation as I am rebounding to string. The numeric variable I am rebounding to string. Okay. Such that a is str of 4. So this is how you have to understand. So can you just see here, the same a has been changed to 4. Though 4 is a number, since we have given within the course, it will consider its data type only as string and not an integer. You can cross check by using type built-in as I have shown you in the theory part. So I just give type of a. So this is the built-in that is available. So it will give me the you can cross check both in the variable explorer as well as in the console. So it is showing me the data type as str. Now let me just show you the last data type. I am just having a and b. Now I just say a is greater than b. This is the comparison operator. In the forthcoming video, I will be showing you the what do you mean by operator, operand, and then the various types of operators that are available. There, I will be teaching you in detail. As of now, you understand greater than symbol will come under comparison or relational expression. Okay, so I'm just having the condition as a greater than b. I'm just comparing. Let me just give the comment as compare. Now, can you just see I am not using, that is it is giving me an error. So why is that so guys? See, a is the this one string data type, whereas b is the float. You cannot compare a string with the float. So that is the reason it is throwing you an error as type error. This can be handled with the help of exception handling, which we'll be discussing in the forthcoming videos. Okay, but as of now, you consider this. Let me just have one more variable d equal to some 10. Now d is available. Then which is the other one? B is there. So these two are number variables. In which case I can easily compare d with b, isn't it? So I can say d greater than b. Now it is giving me true. On the other hand, if you just tell b is greater than d, now it will be giving me false. So this is how you will get the Boolean values as true or false based on the condition that we are using. Okay, if the condition is satisfied, then the output will be true. If the condition is not satisfied, then the output will be obviously false. So Boolean variable will always give us any one of the two different values, either true or false. Yes. So what all we have discussed today, the very what do you mean by data structures, the definition behind it, then the naming conventions, then the two different types, basically primitive and non-primitive data structures. Under primitive, we have seen four different data types. One is integer, next one is float, then the third one is string, and the fourth one is boolean. So you don't have an explicit data type called character in Python, and neither you don't have to declare the variables in Python. Automatically or implicitly it will consider its data type by the way that we assign the value to a variable. Okay, that is a very important point that we have to remember. Okay, so then we have seen the output also. Then I have shown you how well you will get the error if at all if your syntax is not proper, or if your command is not proper, then it can be handled through exceptions handling. Okay, so this is how you can very well come out with this primitive data type. Yes guys, I hope you have really enjoyed this video. Please subscribe my videos guys, those who have not done it already. Thank you. Let me quickly come out with another video so that you will be benefited. Okay, you will be having series of videos guys. Thank you one and all. Bye.